Bonjour, les enfants. Welcome back, and today it's Wednesday. We'll be continuing the lesson 5, Ma Maison. Last time we finished few exercises, and this time we'll be completing the remaining exercises, all the remaining exercises till the exercise number 10. And hope you'll take notes. And we got a small correction. I'll be just correcting it in the very beginning. Okay, so make sure you correct that. And thank you so much. May continue. So this is where we should start. Uh, the second exercise. Before going to the second exercise, I'd like to make a small correction in the previous class. So here, this exercise, transformer les phrases au singulier. So I numbered it as 5 the last time. It's not 5, it's actually 7. It's actually the exercise number 7, and it's not 5. The exercise number 5, it's actually le comparatif. Oui? Voilà. Merci. Please make that correction. And we'll start the second exercise now. Faites des phrases avec les éléments donnés en utilisant l'une des prépositions de lieu qui convient. So you got to make some sentences with the given elements by using one of the prepositions. So place prepositions, which is convenient. Okay, so you can see some words here. Okay, in each sentence you got a subject, a verb, an infinitive form, then some objects. Okay, so same for everything. And so you got to make a proper sentence using the preposition. Yeah, so the conjugation, it's normal, you got to conjugate it. So you can change the tense if you want. So we'll see, we'll take it mostly in the present tense. Just for the second one, we'll go for the past tense. The first one, al mettre clé table. So what they want to say is she to put keys table. Okay, so we can change, we can make a proper sentence using these elements. Al met. So you conjugate the verb mettre according to al, met. Al met des clés. So we use an article here because clé is there. We need a determinant, right? And determinant should be placed before a noun. So al met des clés or les clés. So both are fine. Les clés dash la table. So table, that should be a determinant again. So we say la table. So sur la table, you can write sur. Okay, so you can even write with other prepositions. Okay, so excuse me. So we wrote sur. Okay, so elle met des clés sur la table. Okay, she put the keys on the table. She places the keys on the table. Okay, so nous avoir ma maison garage. So actually this was a bit confusing, this sentence. We have my house garage. Okay, so we can't say if ma maison's next to garage, then you can say we have a garage in our house. Okay, so that will be fine. But so ma maison's in front and garage it's next, so I don't want to change the structure of the sentence of the question. So we just write nous avons construit. Okay, so we use the verb construire, the past tense, passé composé, the past participle of construire, le verbe. Nous avons construit, which means we have constructed my house. So normally it should be notre. We constructed our house in front of the garage. Okay, so for example, so in between there will be a small garden and a pathway, and I've seen houses like that. So you can say we have constructed our house in front of the garage, facing the garage. Oui, voilà. Bon, nous avons construit ma maison. So you can write ma maison itself, or notre maison will be much better. En face du garage. En face, which means opposite to or facing to. Du garage. So we'll be using du because garage is masculine. So it's normally the. En face de will be the preposition. And after the, we'll be using le for garage. As we use la here, we'll be using le. So du plus, de plus le is du. right? So en face du garage. So in the next slide, we can see the answers. So you can just listen now. Étudiants parlent couloir. Students speak corridor. Couloir means the corridor. Les étudiants, okay, les étudiants parlent. So it's in plural. So we write ENT, parle. So au fond du couloir. So for example, that's what I wrote. So you can even write au milieu du couloir. Oui, so dans le couloir. So I wrote like au fond du couloir, which means at the end of the corridor. Okay, at the end of the corridor. Les étudiants parlent au fond du couloir. Oui. So the next one, tableau, être, mur. Tableau, which means a board. Être, the verb être, and then mur. Le tableau. So whenever you got an object, don't forget to place a determinant. Le tableau. Same way your les étudiants. Right? Le tableau est. We directly conjugate the verb être for the third person. est. Et contre le mur. Okay, we can use the preposition contre against the wall. Okay, so the board is against the wall. Le tableau est contre le mur. Le mur. Okay, so the le is important. Okay, so du couloir. Oui, so du garage, la table. So that's important. So the last one. L'ordinateur, être, salon. L'ordinateur, which means computer. Être, we conjugate the verb être, est. L'ordinateur est salon. Salon means the hall, living room. Dans le salon. Dans le salon. Okay, so the computer is in the hall, for example. Okay, so you can write any other prepositions if you want. Okay, so l'ordinateur est dans le salon. Okay, now you can check the answers. Voilà. Elle met des clés sur la table. Nous avons construit ma maison en face du garage. So I didn't change this. Les étudiants parlent au fond du couloir. Le tableau est contre le mur. L'ordinateur est dans le salon. C'est bon? Okay, so we'll move to the next exercise. So this is actually the fifth exercise, oui, le comparatif. Faites des phrases selon l'indication. So the comparison. So you got to make sentences selon, which means according to the indications, given indications. So you can see in each and every sentence after the end, so you can see an indication. So this minus symbol, this is equal to, this is plus, plus again and equal to. So there are a few things you got to remember in comparative. So the first thing, it's actually the verb être. Okay, so first thing, it's actually the verb être. So then, que, Q-U-E. Okay, que, which is used for than, T-H-A-N in English. Okay, we use for comparative sentence, right? Okay, so I am shorter than my brother. Okay, so I am short or I'm shorter than my brother. So than will be used as que in French, Q-U-E. So then comes this one, this thing. So if you got a minus symbol, we'll be using moins, M-O-I-N-S. If you got an is equal to symbol, we'll be using OC, A-U-S-S-I. If you got a plus symbol, we'll be using P-L-U-S, plus, P-L-U-S, again P-L-U-S. So this one, the same like this one, A-U-S-S-I, A-U-S-S-I. Okay, so it's OC. So three things, do not forget the verb être, then que, then this indication. Okay, so these three things you got to remember. But the verb être comes first, then the indication comes, then comes que. Okay, so voila. So Emmanuel, okay, Emmanuel, Patrick, intelligent. So we got a minus symbol. So what they want is like Emmanuel is less intelligent, is less. In English, we'll be using less, right? Emmanuel is less intelligent than Patrick. Okay, so this is how you got to make sentence. So even in English, you can see we use is. Emmanuel is. The verb is a must, right? So in French, we'll be writing Emmanuel est, est. Emmanuel est moins, M-O-I-N-S, intelligent. So the adjective comes then. Okay, so Emmanuel est moins intelligent. Then comes que Patrick. Okay, so Emmanuel est moins intelligent que Patrick. Okay, so the second sentence, mon frère grand aussi. Je suis. Okay, so the verb être first. Je suis aussi. Adjective grand. Que mon frère. Je suis aussi grand que mon frère, which means I'm as tall or I'm as big as my brother. Okay, so it means like we are the same height. Okay, so we are the same size. Okay, je suis aussi grand que mon frère. Right, so the third one, la physique, la chimie, intéressant, plus. So la physique, which means the physics, okay, the physical science, the subject, okay, that you're learning, la physique. La chimie, which means the chemistry, okay, the subject, like la chimie means the chemistry. Intéressant, which means interesting. So here, again, we use the verb être, la physique est plus intéressante que la chimie. Okay, so please use la physique est plus intéressante que la chimie. But there is one small thing you got to keep in mind, which is, so these are adjectives. Okay, so these are adjectives. This is actually the subject. Here, actually, Emmanuel is a subject, which is masculine. Je, which is the subject, you can keep it as masculine. La physique. Okay, so here it's actually the subject, but it's feminine. So when you go to feminine subject, what we do, it's actually we add a e to the adjective. Okay, la physique est plus intéressante. We'll be adding an e. Then que la chimie. Okay, voilà. So the next one, D. Le français, l'anglais difficile plus. Okay, so which means the French, the English difficult more, which means the French is more difficult than English. Okay, so that's not true, but still. Le français est plus difficile que l'anglais. Le français est plus difficile que l'anglais. So French is more difficult than English. Okay, le français est plus difficile que l'anglais. So here we don't add any e or s or anything, so we'll just leave it. Okay, because le français it's masculine, right? So the last one, al moins beau aussi. Al et aussi. So beau changes to bal. Okay, so because both masculine, and here we got al, so it's bal. Al est aussi belle que moi. She's as pretty as me. Okay, for example, so if a girl is saying the sentence, she's as pretty as me. Elle est plus, pardon, elle est aussi belle que moi. Okay, so now we'll check the answers here. Emmanuel est moins intelligent que Patrick. Je suis aussi grand que mon frère. La physique est plus intéressante que la chimie. Le français est plus difficile que l'anglais. Elle est aussi belle que moi. Yep. Okay, so we'll move to the next exercise. So transformez les phrases en utilisant il y a. Okay, so change the sentences using il y a. So as you know, il y a means there is or there are. So they have given an example. J'ai deux voitures chez moi. J'ai deux voitures chez moi. I have two cars in my house. So instead of saying j'ai, you can use this thing, il y a, there are two cars in my house. So both means the same anyway. Okay. So here, on voit de beaux monuments à Paris. So we can see some beautiful monuments at Paris. So instead of saying on voit, you can use il y a. Il y a de beaux monuments à Paris. There are some beautiful monuments at Paris. Okay. So instead of on voit, we'll be replacing it with il y a. That's it. That's simple. Nous avons des arbres dans notre rue. We have some trees in our street. Instead of nous avons, you can change as il y a. Il y a des arbres dans notre rue. There are some trees in our street. So third one, mon père a une bibliothèque chez nous. So mon père a une bibliothèque chez nous. My father has a library in our house. Okay, so instead of mon père a, you can replace it with il y a. Il y a une bibliothèque chez nous. There is a library in our house. Chez means in our place or in our house. En Inde, on peut voir beaucoup de temples. In India, one can see lot of temples. Yeah, that's true, right? So in India, il y a beaucoup de temples. That's it. Okay, so en Inde, in India, there are a lot of temples. Oui, en Inde, il y a beaucoup de temples. If you want, you can add avoir here. Il y a beaucoup de temples à voir, which means there are a lot of temples to see. À voir, but you can even leave it. Okay, you can just say il y a beaucoup de temples. So then then it depends to see or to go pray and so on. So the last one, un chat est sur la chaise. Un chat. Okay, so we're talking about boo here. Why? So un chat est sur la chaise. A cat is on the chair. Okay, so when you replace it with il y a, so we'll be saying we don't remove anything here. Il y a un chat. We just add il y a in front. Il y a un chat, but we remove this est because there is already the verb avoir here. Okay, in il y a. So we just remove this est. Okay, so we just say il y a un chat sur la chaise, which means there is a cat on the chair. That's it. Okay, so you can see the answers now. Voilà. Il y a de beaux monuments à Paris. Il y a des arbres dans notre rue. Il y a une bibliothèque chez nous. En Inde, il y a beaucoup de temples. Il y a un chat sur la chaise. Don't forget to remove this est here. Yep, so we'll move to the next. So répondez. So the ninth exercise, it's répondez, so which means answer. So we got 5 questions and you got to answer these 5 questions. Qu'est-ce qu'elle lit? So the first question is qu'est-ce qu'elle lit? What she is reading or what she reads. So the second question, pourquoi est-ce que vous ne partagez pas votre chambre avec votre sœur? So why don't you share your room with your sister? Oui. Combien de journaux est-ce que vous lisez? How many newspapers or how many journals do you read? Quel film est-ce que tu vois maintenant? So what movie you are watching now? Où est-ce que les chats jouent? So it's où with an accent. Okay, so please check with your book. So with an accent, which means where. Do not get confused with qu'est-ce que. Okay, so it's with an accent. So it's où est-ce que les chats jouent? Where the cats they play. Okay, so now we'll go for the answers. Qu'est-ce qu'elle lit? What she reads. Yeah, so elle lit un journal. Okay, elle lit un journal. She reads a newspaper. Pourquoi est-ce que vous ne partagez pas votre chambre avec votre sœur? So why don't you share your room with your sister? Parce qu'elle est embêtante. parce qu'elle est embêtante, which means because she is disturbing. Okay, so embêtante, which means disturbing. Oui, voilà. Combien de journaux est-ce que vous lisez? How many newspapers do you read? Je lis 2 journaux, for example. Okay, so I read 2 newspapers. Quel film est-ce que tu vois maintenant? So, quel film est-ce que tu vois maintenant? So, what movie do you watch now? Je vois le film Peter maintenant. Okay, so je vois le film Peter. Okay, so you can write any movie, Biggle, Uggle, Buggle, anything. Okay, je vois le film Peter maintenant. Où est-ce que les chats jouent? Where do the cats play? Les chats jouent dans le jardin. The cats play in the garden. Yep. Voilà. So, hope we are in the last exercise of this lesson here. So, lire or écrire. So, the verb lire will be using, or the verb écrire will be using. Lire, which means to read, écrire, which means to write. So, we already saw the conjugation the very beginning. Nous aimons beaucoup Flaubert. So, Flaubert is one famous writer. Okay, so nous aimons beaucoup Flaubert. Okay, which means we like Flaubert a lot. Nous dash ses romans. We dash his novels. Okay, so we read his novels. We can't say we write his novels. Okay, we read his novels. So we use the verb lire, and the most important thing is actually the conjugation. Oui, nous lisons ses romans. Oui, nous lisons according to the subject. So you got to conjugate the verb. Nous lisons ses romans. C'est le nouvel an. C'est le nouvel an. It's the new year. Okay, so the January 1st, it's the new year. Tu dash une carte postale à ta copine. You dash a postcard to your friend. You write. Okay, tu écris une carte postale à ta copine. So you can't say tu lis une carte postale. You read a postcard to your friend. So you'll be saying you write a postcard. Okay, tu écris. E accent C R I S. Okay, tu écris une carte postale à ta copine. Oui. The third one. Pour améliorer mon français. Okay, so pour améliorer, which means in order to improve my French. Okay, to improve my French, for improving my French. Je dash des livres. I dash some books. Je lis des livres. I read some books. Okay, so you can't write j'écris des livres because you're going to improve your French. So in order to improve French, it's better you read. Okay, so instead of writing, because you'll be making mistakes when you write, so it's better you read. Je lis des livres. Oui, voilà. Pour améliorer mon français, je lis des livres. LAS. Pour ne pas oublier. In order not to forget. Oui. Pour ne pas oublier, nous dash dans le cahier les explications du professeur. So, in order not to forget, we dash in the notebook the explications or the explanations of the teacher. Nous écrivons. We write the verb écrire. So we write in the notebook. Okay, so nous écrivons dans le cahier les explications du professeur, the rule and so on. So we'll be writing, right? So that's the right way. Nous écrivons dans le cahier les explications du professeur. ECRIVONS. And the last one, chaque soir, mon enfant dash ses leçons. So every evening, my child, dash ses leçons. So what verb you'll be using? So you can use the verb lire. Okay, so mon enfant lit ses leçons. L-I-T, because the third person. L-I-T, ses leçons. Lit ses leçons. Read his lessons. So at least once you just got to revise. Okay, so that's a good habit. So you can check the answers now. Nous lisons ses romans. Tu écrives une carte postale. Je lis des livres. Nous écrivons dans le cahier. Mon enfant lit ses leçons. Yep. All right. So that's it for now. And so we almost finished we finished the exercises of lesson 5. Maybe the next class we'll try to see the translation of the letter. So then we'll go for the opposites and so on. Okay. Merci beaucoup. Take care, guys. See ya.